All right, we are back once again with the loser bracket final here. We are getting ready to go with SpyderSlayer versus Yoshi. Looking over to my right, I see SpyderSlayer. He's got his hood up. He is ready to go. He is serious. Winter's sitting here with a bottle of water, just sucking it down like it's no thing.
Yeah, he's feeling really relaxed.
Yeah,
he's just sitting out there looking at the TV. He's just, everything's okay.
What's he looking at?
He's looking at the TV over here.
I thought you said something else.
No, he's wandering around, just happy. So, all right. I think that's it, though. I think both players are ready, and
all right,
we're ready to go here.
So we're going to jump into this game. Make sure everybody's ready. Everybody is ready. So let's go start the game. It's going to be on Overgrowth. Game number 1, ZVZ, SpyderSlayer versus Winter. See what SpyderSlayer has up his sleeve. Yesterday, Winter was a formidable foe for him.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of went 2-0 pretty quick. Both games under 10 minutes, I believe. So, hopefully, SpyderSlayer, if he wants to continue in this tournament, is going to come up with some new strategy or make fewer mistakes this time than he did the last time. But we shall see.
Absolutely. But here, as we jump into the game, it is going to be in the bottom left-hand corner, one of the two Zergs. He's wearing blue, and his name is Winter.
In the top right-hand corner, taking down Yoshi to make his way to the winner or the losers final, going up against Winter. It is SpyderSlayer.
And this is going to be a best of 5 this time, as opposed to best of 3, as we are now in the loser bracket finals. From here on out, we will have only best of 5, so you get 3. That's 3 chances to win a game.
At least.
At least.
At least. So both Overlords heading across the map. Again, I think we said this last time. They're fairly identical builds early on here. We see very similar things out of both players.
Yep, and we had a nice little chat with SpyderSlayer, and feel like we got a lot of got to know a lot what he was thinking. He said he didn't really get much time to practice, obviously being traveling and whatnot after the losses to Winter yesterday. But he is part of a team of pretty good guys, from what I understand, and said he had some time to chat with them and a little conference on some ideas and things he can possibly do to help out his game against Winter, figuring that if he was to progress his way through the loser bracket, he would end up seeing him again. So let's see how that works out for him. But looks like both players just making them drones at this point. Looks like some going to be early expands going to be happening here.
So SpyderSlayer looks like he's going to be doing something a little interesting here. If we look at the drone that's in the center of the map. And, yep, he's going to go for it. He's going to take the high yield expansion. So this is very risky.
Yeah, and this is interesting, too, because when we were talking to SpyderSlayer before his games with Yoshi, he said, you know what? Last year I lost Yoshi because I tried some cheese. I think like two of the games or whatever, he tried cheese and it didn't really work out. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna play my game. I'm gonna play smooth, not gonna cheese anything, do anything too risky. But now against Winter, he's coming out here and making a fairly risky move and taking the gold expansion first. What do you think that says?
Yeah, I think that says that he wants to try and do something drastic to try and take a game here. And it may pay off for him, but I think that Winter knows his game sense pretty well. He's coming in here with the Overlord. He sees that there is no base. So
what? Oh, uh-oh.
Oh, and this Overlord's going to see this whole thing happen.
This is going to be pretty obvious.
Yep, so he's going to know exactly what's going on.
It could be a drone rush. And there's going to be another Overlord here that might... Yeah, it's going to see exactly what's going on. So no secrets here, so that might that definitely tells the story.
And Winter looks like he originally put down a spine crawler, was worried about a drone rush potentially. Now he's putting down a baneling nest. He did not cancel the spine crawler.
Put down a spine crawler just in case drone rush.
So, I mean, I'm sure that he's expecting some sort of aggression. He's going to be able to get more minerals faster, so that theoretically he'd be able to produce more Zerglings. So that is, a good defense there.
Yeah, SpyderSlayer's going to have some kind of plan here because, I mean, he knew that he walked under those Overlords, so he knew he's been spotted, so he's going to have to defend this in some way. And this is a really early baneling nest from Winter, and that ultimately spelled disaster for SpyderSlayer in the previous match yesterday.
Yeah, he had the baneling nest. Winter had the baneling nest much sooner than Winter did. But there is a baneling nest down again and again. It's like similar timing. Banelings are going to be on the field long before SpyderSlayer is going to have the possibility to do the same.
And, while SpyderSlayer can make a lot more Zerglings here with the gold base, he Winter's also going to be able to kill a lot more Zerglings with these banelings, and one is going to be here, but he's got to be very careful.
Single Zergling is on the baneling, going to try and take it out. Other Zerglings for Winter are coming forward to try. I don't know if they're just going to run right by that. He's just going for he's just going to go for that base, looks like. Yeah.
I mean, definitely that's the obvious choice of what would be good to do here, but there are going to be a lot of Zerglings popping here. There is a queen. He needs to put up something here to be able to defend against these banelings, make a little bit of a spine crawler wall here or something, just something to buffer, because this is going to be pretty hard to deal with here. He's got to pull the drones out of the way. The banelings are getting up there now that they're off creep. That's an excellent exchange there. Nice splits there by SpyderSlayer. Does only lose 3 drones to 4 banelings, so excellent control here so far for SpyderSlayer. And he does have his own baneling nest now, so if he can control this, he has a baneling on the field here. So if SpyderSlayer can continue to control this, he can work this into his favor.
Yeah, but I mean, these drones that he has are very low health, and if Winter's able to get back in there with Zerglings, they will die very quickly.
Winter did just lose 5 drones in his main base to a baneling of SpyderSlayer as well. So drone losses even here. SpyderSlayer with a better income due to the gold base. And SpyderSlayer does have banelings here, so he is going to be able to get up here and chase these Zerglings of Winter around. He does have speed a lot faster than Winter as well.
And that speed is kicking in now, chasing down these slowlings. There is a baneling coming up to try and meet them. There are banelings at the top of this ramp, though. Good connection on that one.
Connections for SpyderSlayer there, leaving only 1 speedling left. Does not want to let that baneling jump up on there, but does only do some splash damage. Just as this has turned greatly into the favor of SpyderSlayer here.
SpyderSlayer now moving in, or trying to move into the natural expansion. Baneling busts once again on those lings, and it looks like, there's a queen way out of position. He's going to try and get that, but there's too many Zerglings for Winter, and that's not going to happen. So now Winter has speed as well.
Wow, so many Zerglings killed there. I believe those were SpyderSlayer. As I see it, a lot of Zerglings going down. Now for Winter, cannot even keep this straight. So many things dying everywhere. The supply for SpyderSlayer has been equalized quite a bit here. He was about 20 supply higher than Winter after those last exchanges. There are 2 banelings here about to come through for SpyderSlayer, but now losing all the drones at his gold expansion.
Yeah, and that's going to hurt quite badly. And but SpyderSlayer still has quite a few more drones than Winter. He's up 5 drones, and he's on the high yield expansion with a decent number of them. He's got 5 left there, so he's got increased income. But what can he do with it?
Both players still producing primarily Zerglings and banelings. No drones are being produced here. Looking at the worker count, it is 11 drones to 16 drones for SpyderSlayer, as you said. So he does have the continued income advantage, and it definitely shows on the income tab.
Winter is running a small contingency of Zerglings around the right side of the map. He's going to try and make it into the main base, and there really isn't a whole lot going on up there in terms of defense.
Yeah, SpyderSlayer is going to have a hard time here defending, but also at the same time, SpyderSlayer running into the base of Winter with these Zerglings and banelings. Oh, unfortunately, they all blow up on the spine crawler. Does take it out, but he's going to have free reign here with these Zerglings. But Winter, deciding what to do, decides to send some into the main base here, which is largely undefended.
Yep, and SpyderSlayer's forces in Winter's natural have largely been nullified. So now he's got to focus on this defense, and there's really not a whole lot for SpyderSlayer to deal with this in his base. He's going to pull the drones to try and target the Zerglings. Oh no!
Baneling of Winter is coming in. Does take out a large number of those drones. SpyderSlayer losing 9 drones. Winter losing 3.
The drone counts are now 12 for SpyderSlayer, 10 for Winter.
There's a lot of Zerglings here being produced for Winter as well, as SpyderSlayer does have 2 banelings here in production at the base of Winter. He's going to have to be very careful as the numbers are getting very tedious here. This is one of those games that's so intense but never gets much over 30 food.
Yeah. More Zerglings in production.
It's like whoever's base is under attack at that point is the one that has the Zerglings in production.
Mm-hmm.
But Winter going to go for a little bit of a death blow here, as there's just nothing in the main base of SpyderSlayer here.
There's no drones there.
No, he needs to make a couple banelings there. He does have some Zerglings around that queen. I don't know if he realizes that or not, but he could certainly use those.
Well, he needs to save his spawn pool, though. I mean, if that gets picked off, then that's the end. This queen is going to go down.
Queen's pretty much really important here at this juncture, too, because you need those injects to be able to create the larvae that make all the Zerglings with those. Zerglings of Winter get a bit trapped in those drones. SpyderSlayer only loses 2. So the unit counts here are 10 drones to 11. So, I mean, we're still on a fairly even base here. SpyderSlayer does have Zerglings in the base of Winter here. he is going to be able to get a little bit of damage done. Wants to be able to take out this Baneling with the very low health Zerglings he has.
But in the SpyderSlayer's main base, he did lose another queen. There are 2 Banelings going in. He's trying to take care of these gas drones. He's trying to deal with this spawn pool. There's really nothing left in SpyderSlayer's base.
1 Baneling here for SpyderSlayer going up the ramp, meets 2 Zerglings, is not going to make it very far. He's going to end up exploding and taking out 2 of those. But a lot more Zerglings for SpyderSlayer headed across the map.
And this is just, these players are everywhere at the same time. I mean, this is a very, very tense game at the moment.
The control here is going to be absolutely paramount. The numbers are so close. There is 1 Baneling for Winter. Oh, and it blows up on nothing. I think I don't know if that was a misclick where Winter actually exploded it or it actually hit a single Baneling, but
more Banelings for SpyderSlayer coming in through the back. He's going to try and get some Zergling kills. He's got to be really effective with these still. And he's going to go straight for the drones. And
he does take out most of the remaining drones of Winter. 4 drones do go down. SpyderSlayer does have 3 Zerglings and a Baneling left in the main base of Winter. If he can manage to make a good connection with this remaining Baneling, it could seal it up.
Yeah, I mean, Winter has 3 drones, 3 Zerglings, now 2 drones, and I just don't know how he comes back from this at this point. There's just nothing left for him, and there's the GG.
So great game for SpyderSlayer, taking one off of Winter. So that's gotta, that's gotta make Winter think a second, because we interviewed him. He's very confident. He played SpyderSlayer yesterday. It was easy peasy, eating him a sandwich and drinking him a Coke. SpyderSlayer came out with a really good game there, but that was super intense.
It was very, very intense for sure, and both players were trying to do a lot of aggression in the other person's base. Winter really, was trying hard to get into that main base and really deny the mining there, deny the tech structures, but SpyderSlayer was able to come out with the defense, hold that, and the increased mining of his gold base really helped him out there a lot.
Well, and also when you make such a ballsy move as taking the gold expansion first and then be able to hold it and win the game, that can play to your favor down the road too. It's saying that I'm willing to do some risky things to get an advantage.
Absolutely. So SpyderSlayer goes up 1-0 over Winter at this point.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and get game number 2 set up. We'll take a brief break here and be back shortly with that. Stay tuned.